Hi, everyone. Hello. Oh, wow. Oh, you're really barky today, Teddy Bear. Teddy Bear is very happy to see you today. Hello, everyone. It's Rita from Miss Rita to the rescue. I'm so happy to be here today with you. And I hope that you can join me. We're going to be going back to our old love, or my old love, paper crafting. Boy, I feel like I was run through the ringer after yesterday, but I'm so excited. I was just like so excited to do paper crafts today again. So, good morning to everyone. I hope you all had a very nice Mardi Gras. And that would make today, the 17th, it would make today Ash Wednesday, which if you are, I think it's just Catholics, is time that you get the ashes on your forehead, and it's the beginning of Lent. And so it's a 40-day period, the Lenten period, and all I can think about is Ukrainian food after I mentioned that about Mardi Gras yesterday. I know it's weird, but all I want is pierogies and kielbasa and all kinds of Ukrainian food. I wish I could go back to my boyfriend's house in Queens. And get myself some homemade pierogies. I love those pierogies. Maybe I have to figure out how to make them myself, because I haven't had really good pierogies in years. Homemade good pierogies. Hey, get out of there. Anybody else like pierogies? One of the things that I learned from my friend, actually from my my boyfriend's parents, the mother in particular, was doing crafts, and she kind of like reinstilled the love of crafts in me when I was at college, and we learned how to do these things called pisanke, which is a very, very delicate, unique egg decorating craft. So beautiful. I don't know if anybody's ever seen them, but they just are so beautiful. And we used to make them all through Lent and then give them as gifts to people. It was so much fun. And I don't know if anybody's ever done that before, but it really is quite an art form. You do it on raw eggs. It's pretty amazing. So anyway, so today we're back to paper, thank the Lord, because paper is my thing, I guess. I guess you'd call it my thing. I really do like paper crafts. I was watching Anna Griffin on Home Shopping, I think it was. And she was saying, oh, you'll get bored with paper. And I'm like, what? You know, who gets bored with paper? But I don't know. Not me. So anyway, do you get bored with paper? I think paper is like the most amazing medium in for all of Cricut craftdom, but that's me, you know. So today we're going to be making a really cute, sorry I'm late, a belated birthday card with the snail, a very happy snail, and he's got a lot of really nice little designs with pen, which I like, and here, and there's also an opportunity. They give you this little thing in here, so that you could maybe put your own greeting in there, either by hand or by your Cricut. And that's what I want to mention, is that today we're going to take an exception and make an envelope, and we're going to hand draw the return address and the address like I did here, so that way it looks all in line with this project. I used the same color pen as on here, and I was thinking, you know, I probably should use the same font. I think that would be really cute. Yeah, this is a really cute little card. It's a square card. It could definitely be modified to cut on your joy. You did just have to take out this scoring, and you'd have to do the envelope by yourself. Okay, and it's nice. It's got a lot of like little pen. I love the little greeting, and I like snails anyway. Yes, and wow, an envelope, and I want to show you how to address it as well. Let's see, today is Wednesday. I keep thinking it's Thursday. Today's Wednesday, so tomorrow we'll have another paper craft, but I wanted to just mention that on Friday is 3D Friday. So we're going to be doing our 3D project, which is from Dreaming Tree, which you can pick up. It's free. You can pick up from Dreaming Tree. I mentioned it yesterday if you don't know how to pick it up. And it's called the Daffodil Tea Light. And don't you know Benji has something? He got something. Hi, Susan. This is a really fun, and we're going to do that on Friday. We won't have date night again because it's not quite yet. It's getting there. Although I heard, first of all, I heard the whole country's been, including my friends in Texas, Shirley, and David's not in Texas though. I don't think David, are you in Texas? I heard that you guys are having a lot of problems with lack of power, and I'm so sorry to hear that. It stinks when you don't have power. I totally get it. And I wish you all well. You did, Sandra. I didn't mean for you to go and buy all those things from Dreaming Tree. They have a lot of really good free things, including a bunch of really cool cards. And so although they do have some pretty awesome gifts. I hope you got the free gift with it. Okay, so let's talk about this card. It's a square card. I got it from one of my favorite cartridges or image sets. Let me show you where. I'm going to save this just because I did add this here. And let's move this over so when we go and get it, it won't. So the only thing you need to do here is if you want to add a penned sentiment, or you want to do the envelope, that's all you need to do. So we're going to go to images over here, and we'll go to, under all images, we'll go to image sets. What number is that called? A2. Yeah, you sure could use tissue paper. And by the way, the vellum on that project on Friday, it's supposed to be yellow and green. And if you can't get yellow and green vellum, you can use tissue paper. You can also color the vellum from your printer. If you have a printer that you don't mind using a lot of color, I could show you how to do that too. I have what's called HP Instant Ink. So, hi Leah. I have HP Instant Ink, and I don't pay for the actual ink. I pay for like so many printing. So if I use something with a high amount of ink, it doesn't matter to me, but it might matter to you. So just keep that in mind. But you can certainly use tissue paper, or you could just use plain vellum. Plain vellum is fine too. So you don't have to color it, or you can use different color vellum. I know I had some gold vellum. I think I got some gold vellum from the 12 by 12 cardstock shop recently with my recent order, but I'm going to check and see. Anyway, so let's get started on this card. with an addressed envelope, and we're going to put a sentiment inside in this piece as well. So we're going to go to image sets. This is from the all images, and we're going to go to image sets, and this one is actually under celebrate. And I hope it comes up because last night I was looking for the card for tomorrow and I couldn't find it. And I'm like, what the heck? But I was on the iPad, so it's possible that I didn't find it. Anyway, so it's part of an image set called Celebrate the Day, which is here. We've done a couple in here, and there will continue to do more in here because it's a really great cartridge. Oh, awesome, Babs. Oh, thank you for using my code. Yeah, I appreciate it. Okay, so Celebrate the Day. And by the way, we're going to use this again tomorrow when we do this shaker card. We're going to do, remember we did this Happy Love Day? That was really cool. And we actually last year did this Happy Birthday one. I'm not sure if we did this thank you, but we're going to do this one tomorrow. It's a Thinking of You card that is a shaker card. And we're going to use for the inside pieces that shake, we're going to use a little bit of party foil. So that will be fun too. And so let's look for our snail, which is down here. And it comes in with an envelope, even though it doesn't show it on the screen. There it is. So I'm going to just ungroup. So here's the envelope. Maybe I can group all this and hide it. I can give you this file when we're done. Okay, so this card, it consists of the envelope. Then there's this piece, and you notice this is not connected, and that's on purpose. That's because this piece here, which you're going to cut out in white, is where you're going to be putting your sentiment if you want to draw it on the machine, which we do today. We do. And then you'll notice that it consists of, this is the one piece that has the scoring. There's a little bit of writing there. So this would go on the front, and then this goes in the inside, and they just have it connected, but we're going to ungroup it so that we can write on that inside. And then it's a series of layers, and each layer has a little bit of writing on it. So here this has like the smiley face. This one doesn't have any writing. The blue, whoops, I'm trying to get them all set up so that you can see how they all look with the layers. Come on. All right, so here we go. And then you add all these layers. There's a little line for the extra. They just thought of everything. And then you end up with 3 colored balloons, which I love. And so this is really fun. The only thing you really need to do with this card is work on the sentiment and then the envelope. So I want to talk a little bit about addressing envelopes because a lot of people don't know that they can address envelopes on their Cricut, and they certainly can. It's so simple. And it will just be one of those where you're adding 2 text boxes, right? You're going to add a text box here for the return address. And then you're going to add a text box here for the address. And that's very simple to do. What you're going to do is just go over here to this T, this large T that stands for text, and you'll see that a little box, I don't know if you can see that on my screen here, down here, there's a little box right here. Now this box is where I'm going to add my return address. So let's just put Rita, Miss Rita, we'll put Miss Rita to the rescue, okay? At 1 Main Street. That's not really my address. Peabody, Mass. 01960. Okay. Now it's big and it comes out as a cut. Okay. It's as cut. So we need to make it smaller and make it a drawn image part, drawn part of an image. So what we're going to do is come up here. And you notice when you add a text, you get this whole line. It says font, style, size, spacing, letter spacing, line spacing, alignment, and all of that. We're not going to so much focus on these things, but rather we're going to talk about this. We kind of touched on it, I think it was on Monday, is fonts, okay? So fonts can be a real rabbit hole for Cricut crafters, especially new Cricut crafters, okay? And so you need to sort of go, yes, you will sound like a local. It is Peabody. And it's funny, everybody has a problem pronouncing it, and that's how we know that they're not local, right? Exactly, Rosalind. Okay, so fonts are a little bit overwhelming, I think, at first. That's probably the best way to put it. And the thing is that you have to do is when you're looking at fonts, you got to look over here. Okay. Now, first of all, anything with an A, if you're a Cricut Access customer, that's available for free to you to use. That means it's part of Access. And then it will also tell you here underneath the name. So here's the name. And then underneath it, it will tell you the kind of cut or the kind of mode, I should say, that it's going to be in. So what we're looking is for writing fonts. Now we could scroll, but I'll tell you that there's hundreds of fonts. And this also includes any fonts that you might have installed on your computer. Or if you get a free font at, say, a place like Duff Font. And I can show you how to download a free font. Can I do it this morning? Yeah, I probably could do it this morning if my computer isn't acting up. So let's get to that in a second. But what we're looking for is a writing font. So anything that has writing. Now, sometimes they'll have more than one opportunities for cutting. So sometimes they'll say multi-layer cutting, single layer cutting, writing. So there's all these different opportunities. And when I mean about, these could be a rabbit hole, is that there's literally hundreds of fonts, and that's without adding in extras, okay? So if you want to whittle it down, you can go up here to filter, and you can choose writing, and this will just show you the writing fonts, okay? So you can now look at them like this, okay? So if you want an uppercase one, look at this one, Sailor Tattoo. That's funny. Okay. And let's see, we can just choose whatever. This is kind of cute. Rob and Bob Savannah. Do I have to pay for that one? No, it's part of Access. Let's choose that one. I kind of like that. But now at this point, it's not as a writing font. So I need to go to Style right here next to the font and choose Writing. Okay. And you'll notice a big change in the way it looks. All right. It really, it looks like it's going to be drawn, and it's still big. So what I'm doing is I'm just making it smaller and small enough that it's going to fit okay, so I can put a stamp on this. And that's all that I'm going to do. Right? And I'm doing the simple first, and then we'll get a little more complicated. Then for the address, we just do another text, and we can just type in, I don't know, my auntie, Mistretta, at 321 Main Street, anywhere, USA, 99999. Okay. And this is a very fancy, elaborate font. I don't know if that I want that for this card, but that's all you would do is just to type it in. Now, if you have a font that you picked out and then you just don't like it, remember you can always go back to it. So let's say I say, gee, that looks a little too curly-Q. I can always go back up here to font and choose something else. And it doesn't have to match. So if you have a certain, that looks so much better to me. This is called Roger writing. So maybe if you wanted to have two separate fonts, you could. Or if you want them to be both the same, you can just look for that Roger and switch them. Okay. Now at this point, you probably want to just, attach it to there. So, or you do want to attach it to there, because otherwise, if you were to just say, okay, I'm ready, I put them where I want them, you are not going to get the result that you want. This font is called Roger. Or do you mean the curly Q font? Because I don't remember what the curly Q font was. Let's see. What was it called? Does it tell me? No, of course it doesn't. I don't remember. Someone will have to help. But I forgot. Even in just a second, I forgot it. Sorry. But the one that I'm using right now is called Roger. All right. So right now, see how it's not connected to the envelope? Well, we need it to be connected to the envelope. Now, this envelope has scoring already. So that means it already has an attachment. So what we need to do is unattach or detach that scoring first. So we need to go down here to detach. It's like the paperclip with a cut in it. So that just indicates detach. I know this seems a little backward, and it does to me too, but you used to be able to just attach things onto attached images, but now you have to start from scratch when you're doing the attachments, okay? So we're going to select the entire envelope, and then we're going to do attach again right here. Okay, now when you move the envelope, that address, both addresses will be there. And don't forget here, let's move this. If you wanted to put a written sentiment in here, we are going to detach here because we want to, whoops, I moved it and I shouldn't have moved it. Okay, so we're going to detach here, but we're also going to ungroup. I think we have to ungroup. Oh no, what we're going to do is we're going to contour, and we're going to take out that square. You see that? And then go back and attach this to that. Okay. So you cannot contour when you have more than one. It came up with no envelope. That's weird, because mine came up with an envelope. Can you choose another card that's square? Like, I think the birthday one's square, and it might have an envelope. Or maybe you didn't pick the one that had the envelope, which was at the bottom. Okay. So what did I just do? Let's go back, use our undo button so you can see what I did. Okay. So here we have this image, which I'm moving around. I shouldn't be moving around. I want to make sure. Is it attached? Okay. You have this image. It has two separate panels. This panel has writing on it, okay? And that makes it a little more complicated, a couple of different layers on there. But also you have this plain panel that you want to put a sentiment on, correct? So what we need to do, we can just go ahead and create a text box and just say, I'm so sorry. I missed your birthday. I love you very much. Many happy returns of the special day. Love, Rita. Okay, and let's see. Where did that go? Where did my text go? Huh? What is that about? My text didn't show up. Oh, poop. All right, I'm going to have to do a little bit less. Okay. Happy birthday. Love, Rita. And why is it not writing? That's so weird. Maybe it is writing somewhere else. No? No, it's not. Oh, gee. I think that maybe we have a little problem with design space. Okay, I'm not going to fiddle with it, but you kind of get the idea that I'm trying to make, is that you can use this piece as a inside for your sentiment, and you can do the text here, and maybe just it's not working this morning for me, so I'm not going to keep fiddling with that. But you will, if you want to use this piece as a sentiment, is you will need to take this image apart a little bit and separate these two. And to do that, you need to first detach the writing from the snail part. And then you have to duplicate this image like this. And we're going to then go back and contour out this piece. Go back and reattach this. And then for this one, we're going to contour out all but this one. And there you go. They're independent. And so you can cut them independently and do whatever you want. Maybe you don't even want to put this on the inside, and that's fine too. Okay? Sarcasm. Yeah, that's me. I don't know why the text is all messed up, but we'll see. I can go report it after the show. Okay, so let's see. Oh, fonts. Okay, so I don't know why you'd want to, just simply because there are oodles and oodles and oodles of fonts. And like I said, you can look at all of these fonts. I think there's more than 500 that come and that are part of Access. And then there's, just so many fonts, and you can get really overwhelmed by it. But if you do want to add your own very specific font, you need only to go to a couple of websites that offer free fonts. One of them is called DaFont, DAFONT.com. And I typed it wrong, but I spelled it right. So let me go back. DAFONT.com. Okay. So here is DaFont. And it's like you are going to fall into an even bigger rabbit hole for this. But there are all of these fonts. There's like literally thousands of fonts here. And if you want to, you can just go through the recently added ones, or up here, there are all these different choices. So for instance, if you want something that is, they used to have script, they call it script instead of draw. So if you want to look at just the script ones, you can do that. You can go to, say, the handwritten ones. And this is what they look like. Now remember, for the design space, this is not the way it's going to necessarily come out on your end result, because these are cut. These files are cuts, okay? But let's say we pick one. Say, for instance, this Carlista Buttery. And most of these are free for personal use. You can see over here, free for personal use. It also tells you the number of downloads that they've done. That's a way to gauge if it's a really popular font. So for instance, this one up here called Shorelines has been downloaded 8 million times. And there's comments in there. So before you download it, you can certainly look at the comments to see, love this font, I like it, or if there's any problems with it, there you go. Now, usually these fonts are free. Sometimes they do ask for a donation. Other times they'll have an expanded type of a font for you to buy at a small price. There are also other sites to use. This one is the one that I use just simply because it seems pretty all-encompassing. But you could spend a whole lot of time downloading fonts here. And that's great. Do whatever you want because they're free. So let's just, let's download this one, Bird Love, which is kind of cute. So we're going to go over here to the download file, and we're just going to click on download. And you'll see on my Mac, it comes down and sort of pops into my download files. So here are my download files. And here is, I don't know if you can see it, but here is the Bird Love font. Now, sometimes fonts come in as TTF, which stands for True Type Font, and sometimes they come in as OTF. I think it's OTF. But if you have a choice, I'm trying to remember because I haven't done this in a while. I'm trying to remember, but I think TTF is the preferred one, but either one will work. Okay. So when I'm ready to install it, I look for this TTF. See that? This has a README text, which you can read, and it will explain to you what you can and can't do with that font. But most of them, it's just like you can purchase the full version here. And if you need an extended license, contact this person. This is by the creator, okay? But let's go back to the download. So we're going to just go to Bird Love TTF, and we're going to double click on it, or whatever it is that you do to download, okay? And you'll see, and this is a Macintosh, right? You'll see this. This is my Bird Love. And I'm like, oh, wow, I really like it. So I'm going to install the font right here, install. And what it's going to do is bring me to my font file. Okay, now this is my user font file. These are all the fonts, and I do have a few that I paid for a while ago that I really like, and I was like, I really like these, so I'm gonna buy them. But this is where they would come. If there's any problems with it, it will show up here. Like sometimes if I find this a font that I already installed, it would tell me you've already installed that. So, so there you go. So what do we call that? Bird Love, here it is, Bird Love. So there is my Bird Love font. Now, once you have that installed, you would go back to your design space, and if text was working, when you added text, you should be able to see it. You might need to restart your file. You might need to get out and back into design space because I don't see it here. But that is how you would add fonts. Also, if you wanted to just see fonts, for instance, that were in your on your system and not Cricut, this is where you would do it. Up here in the top, you can see you can see system, and you can see the Cricut ones. And right now it's showing that I have no fonts on my system, which is not true, but I don't know what's going on there. But so remember, you got filter, where you can choose writing, single layer, multi-layer, that sort of thing, or you can do system. Oh, now I have some in the system. Oh, because I had the filter on for, is Bird Love on here? Bird, B-I-R. I don't see it. I probably have to get out and get back in. But that is how you download and use a font, okay? Oh, okay. So I don't have the Samantha font. The Samantha font is it was very, very expensive at one time. I don't know if it still is, but it's a beautiful font. Very wavy, big circular curlicues and everything. But you do have to install it. You'd install it like this. If you can't get it to install on your system, I can maybe purchase it and show you how to install it. It is a priced one, and it has several fonts that you have to, font files that you have to download because they have extra characters. Oh, the curls. Right. So sometimes when you have a really very in-depth font that has the curly cues, and maybe they have special letters and everything, there's a way to download and use all the ones that are on the character map. So I can show you how to do that maybe at a different time. So I don't want to overwhelm you, but that is where you would get a font. Now, as far as cutting this goes, moving right along, if we're cutting it, so here is our envelope. So let's just cut that just so you can see how this works. But remember, we're going to have some scoring and writing. So that means we have a choice. I'm working from a maker, so that means I can either use my scoring wheel or my scoring stylus. For this case, I think I'll just use my scoring stylus because I would I would like to show you how you're going to switch out the scoring stylus to the pen. Okay, so we're going to hit continue. These are done on medium cardstock, so that is the material that I'm choosing. Now you'll see here, my materials show I need to have a black pen in there. Remember what I told you the other day? It doesn't mean that you have to have the black pen in there. I can put in, and I will put in, this pen, which is what I used on the card, because I want it to be the same color as what I used in the card. So I will do that. But it also says single scoring wheel, which I could do because I have a maker, but I want to show you the stylus. So I need to go and edit my tools and just choose the scoring stylus. I have to hit apply, and now it's changed to scoring stylus and the fine tip blade, and then it says coming up the black pen. So let me show you how that goes. I'm going to move you over. All right, so I've got that mat ready, and I am just going to put my envelope paper in. And first I'm going to put in my scoring stylus. This is a scoring stylus. If you have an Explorer or you have a Maker, this is what you would use to make score marks. Or you can also use the scoring wheel, which this is what it looks like. Okay, that's the scoring wheel, and it has the 01 tip in it. There's two tips, 01, 02, and they're used differently for different materials, but you generally use 01. Okay, and so I'm going to take my scoring stylus, I'm going to open my clamp and clamp A, and I'm going to pop it in. I'm going to support the clamp and click down with my thumb like that. See? You'll hear a click, and then you're going to close the clamp, okay? Then you're going to hit that flashing C, and so what you'll see is it'll do the scoring first. Always, 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 the scoring comes first, then writing, then cutting. So if you're ever confused, score first, just kind of remind yourself. So once it's done with the scoring, it will stop, and my screen will say you need to load in the pen. And that's what it does say. It tells me to load in the black pen, but I'm not putting that in. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to do the same thing. Pop it in, hold, push down, close, and then hit the flashing button again, and it's going to start to draw my return addresses on my envelopes. And then when it's done, it will immediately go into cutting the envelope, okay? I don't know, April. I don't know if they're ever going to make scoring available. Why would you want both unless you're going to use it in the Explorer or Joy with an adapter? Yeah, so April, there is an adapter. Somebody created an adapter, but it took them a lot to create an adapter for the Joy. And I tend to not like those adapters myself. I just tend to not go in for them, but there are some people that do, so that they can use even more pens. But let me tell you, more pens and more options. This is just some of the pens that I have. And these pens seem to never wear out. Okay, so this is just the fine tip pens. Doesn't even include all the gel pens and all the markers that I have. So for me, if I wanted to, I mean, I happen to get all these pens either on sale. It's not like I bought them. And yeah, Cricut sent me some of them as well. But I can usually pick up a pack of pens when they're on sale for like $5. And unless you're getting them at the dollar store, you know, when you go to buy pens, they're really expensive. So for me, I'd rather buy something that's made for my machine. And that's just me, you know. Now, why would you want to have the scoring wheel and the stylus? Well, if you have a maker, because for things like this with cards, when you have just a very simple score that needs to get done and you don't want to put your scoring wheel in, it's a lot simpler. It is a lot simpler. So that's the only other reason. The scoring wheel does do a deeper score, but than the stylus, but the stylus does enough that you can see how it's done. So when it's done, I'll show you. And I did use, say for instance, I used the scoring stylus on this. The only things that require the stylus, and this is why I said this is a good joy project, is this right here, which you can remove so that you can just fold it like this. This is that main portion or the base of the card, just like that. And I mean, with all cards, you still have to crease it, right? Oh, yeah, that's also a way to do it. So some people who maybe they just have explorers and they don't feel confident, they don't like the way that the stylus works, you can either add an extra score line, or you can manipulate your machine so that it does the score twice. And that's also that. So we're almost done with the drawing, and then it's just going to go straight into, doesn't ask me, it's going to go straight into the cutting. And let me show you when that happens. I leave the pen in through the whole thing, but it's up to you what you want to do. For this project, there's a lot of pen on a lot of layers. So when we put it together, I'll just point those out. And I do have the card cut out, so I want to show you how it goes together as soon as this envelope is done. Where did you get the large box of Cricut Joy pens? Where did I get the large box? Oh, I got that at Cricut.com. And if you guys are wanting to purchase anything on Cricut.com, you can use my link and my code. You have to use them both together. There's a special link and a code, and when you hit $50 or more, you'll get 10% off and free shipping on most items. Doesn't include machines, but it does include just about everything else. So here's my my envelope. Let me just take off the part so you can see what I'm talking about. And it's all nicely, except we have sun glare. Sorry about that. But it's all nicely addressed. Doesn't that look cute? And see, here are the score lines, and I'm going to show you how to put that together. So let me move you. I'm just going to take my pen out so it doesn't dry up. Put it back in my big jar of pens, and just so that you notice, so my pens, these are all my fine point and medium point pens, and you notice that they're all in there with the caps down. That's because that's the way you need to store these. And I don't know, there's probably about 30, 40 of them in here. And I've got fine, extra fine, medium. I even have C for calligraphy. And no gel pens, because gel pens don't get stored this way. Okay. And that's my solution for most of my pens. And then my gel pens get stored differently. I also have another jar for infusible ink pens, but that's a different story. Okay, so let's put this together. Where did I get this jar? I think I got this jar. I got it at, look, for $5. I got it at Target. This was a Target find. It's supposed to be a candy jar, I think. I think I got it around this time of year. And I probably should put a nice little label on it that says pens. But I didn't. Okay, so let's put this together. Let me move this out of the way. First, let's do the envelope. So the envelope is for a square card because that's what we have here. And all I have to do is fold at the score lines and crease. And I do that both ways because it leads to a very large crease. Nice crease, I should say. And There we go. And the way that envelopes go, these two side flaps go in first, and then this bottom one comes up. So we're going to put the glue here and here. You can put the glue here if you want as well. So you could do it either this way, or you can do it over here, but you can't do it all the way up because you need to keep this part unglued, because see, there's that little piece there. So you can do it either way. Now, to close the envelope, you could glue it, but what I tend to use is something like this. This is double stick tape on a roll. I'm trying to remember where I got this. I think I got it at Michael's or Joann's, but it's basically very thin double stick tape, and then I usually put it here on the envelope. And then when I'm ready to close it, you peel off this sticky part like this, and it's double stick tape and you can barely see it. Okay, you don't close it up right away though. So here's my card, and now we have this card to put together. We're going to use our trusty Bear Lee Art Precision Craft Glue. If you're looking for a craft glue, definitely recommend this kind. This was my friend Dawn told me about it, and I really enjoy it. The other kind of glue that I like to use is art glitter glue, but it's a little bit hard in the wintertime because they don't ship to a lot of places in the wintertime. So, but they do with Barely Art. And I do have a link for Amazon to buy the glue, both glues, and I'll put it in the description of the video. But you don't have to use it, obviously, but it makes, for me, it's for an affiliate link. Okay, so to start with this card, I'm going to take, this is the inside of the card, and I'm just going to put it inside of that base, and there is the front. That's how you know, because it has a little bit of writing. Now we have this layered card. Okay, so it has all these layers. It has like a navy and a turquoise, white, green, orange, and right, green and orange. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it uses the base. And the way that it goes together, if you get confused about the way that it goes together, first of all, you can refer to your image that's on Design Space, because it will show you the way, unless you fiddled with it, it will show you the way that you're supposed to put it together. So in this particular case, this blue is going to be our last, like, obviously, because it's the base. Okay, so then there's comes the blue, and then this blue, green, I did it wrong. Okay, sorry. All right, so here's the white. The white is the outside piece. And how do I know I did it wrong? Look, I can only see 2 colors, orange and green. I want to see those blues. So I'm going to see, oh, do I need to put the blues here? I think so, because look, now I see orange, green, light blue, and dark blue. And then when I put it here, you see the even lighter blue. So that is the correct way to put it. So it's white, turquoise, navy, orange, green. Goes together like that. And now we see all the colors. Okay? And this is just a simple, let's glue it together. But when you glue it together, make sure that you're lining up those edges correctly, or all exactly the same, because otherwise you won't get the effect of the confetti. Okay? So the first layer, the green layer, goes on this way, and see how that the circle that's written, that's for the snail shell. Okay, so that's where this goes. And then we go to the orange, and the orange has a little bit of writing too, right here and here. You'll see why in a second. Oh, I forgot to show you, this is for the hat. So cute. And let's do a little bit of glue. Now, I am rushing this, but when you're putting on glue, you're just going to go for a little bit of glue. It doesn't matter at this point what kind of glue you're using. I prefer this Barely Art glue, but the point I'm making about glue is the less you use, the better. Now, I know you're going to be like, it's not going to stick, but it will. It will. And the benefit of doing that is, first, it will dry quicker, and it won't get like wrinkled from all that glue, because glues like Elmer's have a lot of water in it, and when they dry, they tend to wrinkle paper, and even paper that is thicker like cardstock. This will happen too, okay? So I'm not using a lot and going around all these little dots that are in there, and there's no writing on the navy. But you see, as I put it on, I want to be able to cover the color before it completely, okay? And what's created here is all these different colors of confetti, okay? And I know I'm going to get this question, so I'm going to just tell you, can you use foil for this? You absolutely could use party foil or even vinyl, but I was so sick of vinyl at this point, is that I wanted to do just paper. But yeah, you could do your party foil as one of the layers, but I would choose the layer that doesn't have the writing on it, and that would be, I think it's the navy that doesn't have the writing. And don't choose the layer that is going to be on the top or the very bottom, okay? This party foil is not hefty enough to be like the base of a card. But you could certainly do it. It would make your card a little bit thinner. This card is kind of thick because of all the layers. Tomorrow's card is going to be pretty thick too, because we have to create like a little section that will make it a shaker card, okay? All right, so the last layer goes on, and you can finally see the full design, and you can see his little hat, which has a blue pom-pom and a green hat, and then there's the present with the blue ribbon and orange present, and then he has 3 different color balloons, and then if you can see, there's green, there's orange, there's green, orange, blue, and light blue for the confetti. Now, if you have to go back, which I did have to do that this morning, to attach this part of the white on there, you can certainly do that. Just lift up those pieces and set them in there. And there is a very cute, I think, card that you can send off to your Auntie Anna and say you're sorry because you were late because you were watching me. And then here we go. Where's the one that I had? The little, here we go. So this is what you would do. All right, take this off and close it like this. If you want to put a sticker on there, like the stickers we made, there's that. And I will tell you that you may need to get a special stamp for this size card because of the squareness of the card. But I don't know, because I don't know. I haven't mailed a square card in a while. All right. So that is our project for today. I'm so happy to be back doing paper. And just so you can know where I got this from, again, I went to images. I went to image sets. From image sets, I typed in the word celebrate. Am I spelling it right? Yes, celebrate. And under celebrate, there are a number of really good image sets that we'll get to them. But we're looking for the one that is called Celebrate the Day, which is right here. And what's great about this one, we've done these cards before. We've done this pie one, love it. We've done this Happy Love Day we've done. Tomorrow we're doing this one. We've done this, and we just completed this one. So there's something for all the seasons and for everything. Thank you so much for coming today. I'm actually coming in at less time than yesterday. I actually was worn out yesterday when I finished that project, but I wanted to show you that with some patience and perseverance, you can get these projects done. And you may choose not to do them, and that's fine. But I just want to show you that, you know, some projects are quick, like this one, and some projects take a little bit longer. And so just be patient, and, you know, you do the best that you can with what you got, what you know. And then when you know better, you do better, right? It's that sort of concept from Maya Angelou. And I think she has a quote about that. So anyway, thanks everybody for coming today. Don't forget to get your name in for the cobalt blue Cricut Cutie. There'll be a link on the description of this video. I also include the file on the description of the video so you can see what I did to add the texts and everything. And what else? So tomorrow be prepared to do a shaker card with me from the Celebrate the Day. And that is this one with it's like an old-fashioned British, what do you call it? Telephone cube. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, we'll see you again tomorrow, folks. Thanks. Have a wonderful day, everyone. See you later. And the entire cat community. Oh, Cricut Chat community. That's what you meant. Oh, that's so nice, Susan. Hi to your husband. All right, everyone. Take care of yourselves with the weather and everything. Stay in and craft, okay? Take care. Bye.